You are destroying your own future every single morning, and you don't even know it. There is a silent enemy living in your mind, screaming 3 dangerous words that keep you weak, exhausted, and stuck. If you don't silence this voice today, you will never be free. There is a thief living inside your mind. It steals your energy, it kills your happiness, and it destroys your future before you even get out of bed in the morning. You might think your biggest enemy is a bad boss, a lack of money, or bad luck. But you are wrong. The biggest enemy is a tiny voice in your head that screams 3 dangerous words. This isn't fair. We have all been there. You work hard, but you don't get the promotion. You are kind to someone, but they treat you badly. You plan a perfect day, and then it rains. And in that moment, you feel a heavy weight in your chest. You ask yourself, why is this happening to me? I don't deserve this. You fight against the moment. You argue with reality. And let me tell you something honest. That battle is the reason you feel exhausted all the time. Welcome to Glaze English. If you want to change the way you see the world and master the English language at the same time, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Join us, and let's grow stronger together. Now, let's look at the truth. The first step to becoming mentally strong is to stop fighting a war you cannot win. You cannot fight reality. Life is difficult. This is not a negative statement. It is a fact, like gravity. Problems arrive without an appointment. Tragedies do not ask for permission. But most of our suffering does not come from the problem itself. It comes from our refusal to accept that the problem exists. We waste 90% of our mental energy wishing things were different. We say, he shouldn't have said that, or this shouldn't be happening. But he did say that, and it is happening. That is the reality. When you deny reality, you are like a person standing in the rain, screaming at the clouds to stop. You get wet, you get cold, and you get angry. But the rain does not care. Mentally strong people do not scream at the clouds. They open an umbrella. Think about 2 people stuck in the same terrible traffic jam. Person A is hitting the steering wheel. His face is red. He is shouting, "Why is this city so stupid? I am going to be late. This is a disaster." He is fighting reality. His blood pressure is up, and his mind is clouded with rage. By the time he arrives, he is already defeated. Person B is in the exact same traffic, but he accepts it immediately. He thinks, okay, the cars are not moving. I cannot lift them up. I might be late. Getting angry will not clear the road. He accepts the situation. He turns on a podcast. He breathes. He uses the time to think. He arrives calm and ready. Who is stronger? Who is in control? Acceptance is not weakness. Many people think acceptance means giving up or being passive. This is a lie. Acceptance is the ultimate power move. You cannot fix a problem if you refuse to look at it. You cannot change your life if you are busy complaining about it. Acceptance simply means you stop crying over what you cannot change, so you can focus all your power on what you can change. The moment you switch your mindset from, why me, to, okay, what now? Everything changes. You stop being a victim of your life, and you become the strategist of your life. The past is a locked door. You cannot go back. but the future is an open window. When you stop fighting reality, your mind becomes quiet. The noise stops. And in that silence, you find the strength to take the next step. This is where real power begins. Not in wishing for an easier life, but in accepting the life you have so you can build the life you want. Once you accept that you cannot control the weather outside, you must face the harder truth. The real storm is usually happening inside your own head. This brings us to the internal operating system of a strong mind. There is a dangerous myth that mentally strong people are like robots, cold, unfeeling, and indifferent. I used to believe this. I thought that to be tough, I had to kill my emotions. I thought I had to bury my anger and hide my sadness. But I was wrong. That is not strength. That is numbness. True mental strength is not about having no emotions. It is about feeling everything deeply. The anger, the fear, the heartbreak. But never letting those feelings steal the steering wheel of your life. We are human beings. We are chemical creatures. When someone insults you, your heart races. When you fail, your stomach turns. When you lose someone, your world goes dark. These are natural, biological signals. But here is where most of us fail. We react immediately. Think about the last time you were truly angry. Maybe someone cut you off in traffic, or a coworker stole your credit. In that split second, your brain was flooded with fire. You wanted to scream. You wanted to send that nasty email. You wanted to hurt them back. And if you did, how did you feel 10 minutes later? You probably felt regret. You probably wished you could take it back. That is the difference between a reaction and a response. A reaction is fast, emotional, and usually regrettable. It is your survival instinct screaming at you. A response is slow, thoughtful, and strategic. It is your intelligence speaking. The weak mind is a slave to reaction. Something happens, and they explode. They are like a puppet. The world pulls the strings, and they dance. If the world is nice, they are happy. If the world is mean, they are angry. They have no control. The strong mind introduces a tiny magical gap between the event and the action. We call this the pause. In that pause, you regain your power. When the anger rises, the strong person takes a breath. They step back. They ask themselves a critical question. I am angry, but is this reaction going to help me or hurt me? Anger is the biggest trickster. It feels powerful in the moment. It feels like you are strong when you are yelling. But anger actually makes us stupid. When emotion goes up, logic goes down. Patience disappears. You say things that destroy relationships that took years to build. The strongest people I know are not the ones who shout the loudest. They are the ones who can sit in silence when everything inside them wants to scream. And then there is fear. Fear is a liar too. We think fear is a stop sign. We think, I am scared, so I should not do this. But mentally strong people see fear differently. They see fear as a compass. If you are scared of doing something, like starting a business, speaking English in public, or having a difficult conversation, it usually means that is exactly what you need to do to grow. Weak minds run away from fear to find comfort. Strong minds walk toward fear to find growth. They say, I am terrified. My hands are shaking. But I will take one step anyway. So, how do you build this system? You start with the small things. Tomorrow, when you drop your phone or spill your coffee, catch yourself. Feel the frustration rising. And then just stop. Take 3 seconds. Breathe. Do not let the emotion become an action. You do not need to control the world. You cannot control what people say to you. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control the past. But you have absolute power over your own response. And when your emotions obey you, you become dangerous. You become unbreakable. Because a mind that can stay calm in chaos can handle anything life throws at it. Now that we have learned how to stop the storm of emotions from destroying our peace, we have to face the next great challenge: how to actually move forward when we don't feel like moving at all. This brings us to the biggest lie we tell ourselves every single day. The lie is called motivation. We live in a world that is obsessed with feeling ready. We watch videos to get excited. We wait for inspiration to strike like lightning. We tell ourselves, I will start that project when I feel motivated, or I will go to the gym when I have the energy. I used to live my life this way. I was always waiting for the perfect mood to start working. But I discovered a hard truth that changed everything for me. Motivation is a liar. Motivation is a fair weather friend. It is there when the sun is shining, when you have had a good coffee, and when everything is easy. But the moment the road gets steep or the rain starts to fall, motivation disappears. It leaves you all alone. If you build your life on motivation, you are building a house on sand. You will be consistent only on the days you feel good. And let's be honest, how often do we truly feel 100% ready? Rarely. This is where the magic of discipline comes in. Discipline is stronger than motivation because discipline is not a feeling. It is a decision. It is a contract you sign with yourself. True mental strength is the ability to do the work when you are tired, when you are bored, and when you would rather be doing literally anything else. We often think of discipline as a punishment. We think it means suffering. But I want you to change that definition today. Discipline is actually the highest form of self-respect. Think about it. When you tell a friend you will meet them at 7 p.m., and you show up at 7 p.m., they trust you. But what happens when you make a promise to yourself? You say, I will wake up early tomorrow, or I will study English for 30 minutes tonight. And then, when the time comes, you say, not today. I am too tired. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you lose a little bit of trust in your own character. Your mind starts to believe that you are not reliable. You start to feel weak. But the opposite is also true. Every time you force yourself to do the hard thing, especially when you don't want to, you are building an internal bank account of confidence. You are proving to yourself, I am the kind of person who does what I say I will do. That deep, quiet confidence does not come from shouting in the mirror. It comes from the boring, unglamorous work you do in the dark. Let's look at two people. Person A waits for motivation. He works hard for 3 days because he is excited. Then, on the 4th day, he wakes up feeling heavy and lazy. So he quits. He waits for the feeling to come back. A year passes, and he is in the exact same place. Person B understands discipline. On that 4th day, he wakes up feeling exactly the same heaviness. He wants to stay in bed. He wants to quit. But he gets up anyway. He does the work, not because he likes it, but because he promised himself he would. He chooses the pain of discipline over the ease of comfort. A year passes and person B has built an empire, while person A is still waiting for a spark. Laziness is seductive. It feels so comfortable right now. It feels like a warm blanket. But laziness is a trap. It borrows happiness from your future to pay for comfort today. Discipline is the opposite. It pays the price today so you can have freedom tomorrow. You do not need to be a superhero. You just need to be consistent. Motivation might get you to the starting line, but only discipline will carry you to the finish. So stop asking yourself, how do I feel today? That question does not matter. Start asking, what needs to be done today? And then simply do it. Once you have built the discipline to keep the promises you make to yourself, you will immediately face the most dangerous distraction of all, the addiction to other people's approval. We spend so much of our lives acting like characters in a movie written by someone else. We dress for them, we speak for them, and we make career choices to impress them. We are terrified of being judged. We constantly ask ourselves, what will they think of me? But I want to tell you a secret that set me free. They are not thinking about you. They are too busy worrying about what you think of them. Seeking validation is a trap. When you live for applause, you place your happiness in the hands of strangers. You give them the remote control to your emotions. If they clap, you feel good. If they criticize you, you collapse. That is a dangerous way to live. Mentally strong people break this chain. They understand that you cannot make everyone happy. It is mathematically impossible. You could be the kindest, smartest person in the room, and someone will still dislike you just because you remind them of their own insecurities. So, stop trying to win a game you are guaranteed to lose. The moment you stop needing the world to tell you that you are good enough, you become dangerous. You become free. You start to value self-respect over praise. You look in the mirror and ask, do I like who I am? If the answer is yes, it does not matter if the rest of the world says no. And once you stop fearing judgment, you must learn to stop fearing pain. This is the final test. Life is going to hurt you. That is not a pessimistic view. That is a guarantee. You will fail. You will lose money. You will lose people you love. Most people try to run away from this pain. They hide from it. They numb it. But mentally strong people do something very strange. They turn toward the pain. They use it. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is a messenger. It is the universe's way of saying, pay attention. Something needs to change. Think about failure. When a weak mind fails, it says, I am a failure. It makes the failure part of its identity. But when a strong mind fails, it says, that didn't work. Why? It treats failure as data. It treats pain as information. Imagine two people who go through a terrible breakup. Person A feels the pain and decides that love is a lie. He becomes bitter. He closes his heart to protect himself. He stays safe, but he stays lonely. Person B feels the exact same pain. He cries, he hurts, but he asks, What can I learn from this? How can I be a better partner next time? He lets the pain burn away his immaturity. He comes out of the fire wiser, kinder, and deeper. Pain removes illusions. It forces you to see who you really are. Do not waste your pain. Do not just suffer through it. Learn from it. Let it carve you into something stronger. If you can survive the worst days of your life and still keep moving forward, you become unbreakable. The world can take many things from you, but it can never take away the strength you built in the dark. Now that you know how to turn your pain into power, you have one final mission. You must protect that power every single day. Mental strength is not a trophy you win once and keep on your shelf forever. It is a muscle. If you stop going to the gym, your muscles get weak. If you stop training your mind, your thoughts get weak. It is that simple. You have to pay the rent on your mental strength every morning when you wake up. We live in a world designed to distract us. We are drowning in noise. Most people wake up and immediately grab their phone. They scroll through bad news. They look at photos of people living perfect lives, and they fill their brain with anxiety before they even brush their teeth. Mentally strong people are the gatekeepers of their own minds. They know that your mind becomes what you feed it. If you eat garbage food, your body gets sick. If you consume garbage content, gossip, drama, fear, negativity, your mind gets sick. You cannot expect to have a positive life if you have a negative diet. So, how do you train? You start with silence. In our noisy world, silence is a superpower. Most people are terrified of silence. They need music, TV, or a podcast constantly playing because they are afraid to be alone with their own thoughts. But strong minds crave silence. They take 10 minutes a day to just sit. No phone, no talking, just breathing. In that silence, you find clarity. You hear your own intuition. A silent mind is a dangerous mind because it cannot be manipulated. Next, you build a routine. Structure creates freedom. When you have a fixed time to sleep, a fixed time to learn English, and a fixed time to work, you remove the confusion. You stop asking, "What should I do?" and you just do it. You design your day instead of letting the day control you. Think about the difference. Person A wakes up late, checks social media for an hour, feels jealous of his friends, and complains about the weather. He is already defeated. Person B wakes up, drinks water, sits in silence for 10 minutes, reads a few pages of a book, and plans his day. By 8 a.m., Person B is unstoppable. Mental strength is built quietly. No one sees you reading early in the morning. No one sees you putting your phone away to focus. No one sees you choosing to be kind when you want to be angry. But everyone feels the result. A strong mind does not need to shout. It does not need to prove anything to anyone. It is calm. It is focused. It is disciplined. So, my friend, start today. Do not wait for a perfect moment. Train your mind. Protect your peace. And remember, life will never stop testing you. But if you are ready, you will never have to give up. If this video helped you, please like it and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Subscribe to Glaze English for more lessons on life and language. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep moving forward. We have walked a long path together today. We started by looking at the thief in our minds that fights reality, and we ended by building a daily fortress of silence and discipline. If you take nothing else from this conversation, please remember this. Mental strength is not a personality trait. It is not something you are born with, like the color of your eyes. It is a choice. It is a decision you make every single time life gets hard. When you choose to pause instead of shouting, you are building strength. When you choose to wake up early instead of sleeping in, you are building strength. When you choose to accept a failure instead of blaming your luck, you are building strength. The world will try to tell you that strength looks like aggression. It will tell you that the strong person is the one who dominates the room, who has the most money, or who never cries. Do not believe that. Real strength is quiet. Real strength is the ability to sit in a room full of chaos and remain completely at peace. It is the ability to lose everything and say, "Okay, I will build it again." So, how do you apply this to your life right now? Do not try to change everything at once. That is a trap. If you try to do all 6 of these things tomorrow, you will fail and you will feel weak. Instead, pick just one battle. Maybe for you, the battle is acceptance. Stop complaining about the traffic or the weather for just 24 hours. Maybe the battle is discipline. Do one thing you have been putting off for weeks. Just one. Maybe the battle is silence. Turn off your phone for 10 minutes and just sit with yourself. Small victories build big confidence. You are the architect of your own mind. Do not let the world design it for you. I want to hear from you now. I have a simple question, and I would love to read your answer in the comments below. It helps us all learn from each other. Which of these lessons is the most difficult for you to practice right now? Is it controlling your anger, staying disciplined, or stop seeking approval? Please write your answer in the comments. Let's be honest with each other. If you found value in this video, please consider subscribing to Glaze English. Your support gives us the motivation to keep creating deep, useful content for your life and your language journey. Thank you for watching. Keep learning, keep growing, and I will see you in the next video.